Okay, guys, sorry about that. We had a little bit of a bump there on our last live stream. Apologize for that. So we'll start all over again. My name is Red Baron. Thank you very much for joining me here on FibbyCharts.com live stream. If you guys are new to the live stream, hang out with us here. We got a lot of really cool stuff to show you. So hang on just a moment here. All my folks gotta find me again. I had a little technical problem. I got too many bells and whistles and too many monitors to go here. So pardon me here while we kind of get our poop in the group here again one more time. So it happens once in a while. So it looks like everybody's kind of finding me here. So I'll just kind of kill a little time here while I wait for everybody to kind of fall. Isn't technology wonderful? They invented that to make our life easier. It's working out well, isn't it? Let's get everybody. As soon as my moderators find me here, get let me wait for some of my moderators to pop in here. So, could somebody do me a favor and grab the live stream and post it in the Discord and let them know, because everybody's going to be confused what just happened when I shut off my live. There we go. Hey Bear, could you do me a favor? Go into the Discord and just delete those other links so to the other live stream. Because everybody's going to get kind of confused what's going on. So delete those other ones and put up the new ones. Go through I think it's in the gold, the platinum, and the diamond groups. So all right, all right. Thank you guys for joining me here. Appreciate it. It's beautiful. About to rain Monday morning here in the Midwest. How's everybody doing? Let's go ahead and take a look at some few things here. So, all right, it kind of throws me off. I started. I'll tell you what happened. I started talking, and I've got a XLR microphone. I didn't have the amplifier turned on. I'm just rambling. I'm just when I get on a track, I just start going. I didn't realize I wasn't having any audio. I could see my audio bouncing, but it wasn't broadcasting out. So, all right. So I think everybody can hear me all right. I assume. All right, good deal. All right, so as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by myself, Bitcoin's looking good, guys. So here we are. We had a good run up. This is a one-day chart here on our FibbyCharts.com. This is our automated intelligence charts. If you guys are new to the live stream and never heard of us before, what we do is we use automated intelligence embedded into standard statistical analysis charts, which basically predict the future. It's kind of like a digital crystal ball. So our system is incredibly accurate. We lovingly refer to it as the magic chicken bones, and that's what we do here is we predict the future using technology. So, and I've been telling you guys for quite a while here, if you want to go ahead and see what I've been telling everybody, as I said, look, we're looking to go about 42 to 48 zone is likely. We've got this red zone right here. We've got to pierce this red zone. If we don't do it, I don't want to hear anybody telling me anything about going to the moon, because we're not going to the moon until we pass this line right here. We got up, we hit it, we tested it, no bueno, down she goes. So we've been rocking up this one-day channel, and I said by the time we get to this yellow zone here, I expect something that's going to make us fall out. And that is exactly what happened. We came out, we tested down to the bottom of the channel, we wicked out of the channel, boom, boom, boom. Third test down. I said the top of this yellow box is going to be the make or break scenario. So now we indeed hit the yellow box. We had our capitulation. We are now officially out of the yellow, out of the channel in the yellow, down to my theoretical, down here at the top of the next yellow box. So where do we go from here? Well, to kind of bring everybody up to speed, this ghosty white box here is where I said that we're going to see the action happen. And I'm just telling you that this orange box here represents from the 1st to the 31st of October. And I said that when we get into October, things are going to start looking better. But I indicated that by the time we get to about the middle of October is when I really, really see good things for the market. Actually, to be very specific about this, from about the 15th to the 20th, let's just say 15th to the 20th, 21st, the third week of October is when I expect official blast off. Is that a call? Well, that's a pretty good feeling. It's a pretty good feeling. We have some new folks that are going to be joining us here, by the way. I want to kind of break this right now while I'm on live stream. So You guys who know me know that I work with some pretty world-class psychics. I work with as a private consultation group that I do. I have my own intuitive abilities and stuff like that, which I kind of keep to myself. But we're having a wonderful lady. I had an amazing conversation with her. I think you're going to really enjoy her. Her name is Veronica James. Some of you folks that have ever heard of her from Ramstein Regulin, she's going to become a regular on our program. She's going to join our group, and we're going to be having Thursdays Woo-Woo Days with Veronica Jane. And let me tell you what, this channel is much more than just Fibby charts and much more than just crypto. You want some good entertainment. I had a 4-hour conversation with Veronica, and I'll tell you what, I've heard some stuff in my day. The people that I'm associated with, I hear things that just, the stuff that I hear, but Veronica was dropping bombs on me that even had me going, wait, what, huh, what? And, so I'm like, wait, save it. So we're going to be having Thursdays with Veronica. So our first Thursday. So you definitely, if you're new to the channel, you're new to the show, hit that subscribe button, because I'm telling you right now, if you don't care anything about crypto, if you don't, you can take it or leave it, you want to be here on Thursday to hear this conversation that we're going to be having. Because Veronica's a really sweet lady. She's an incredibly gifted psychic. She's what's called a trans medium. If you guys are familiar with the work of Edgar Cayce from back in the 1940s, she operates like that. It's kind of, for lack of a better description, sleeping psychic. She's not sleeping, but we'll get into that. But I'm telling you what, just purely for the entertainment value, you want to be here. So make sure that you set your watch or set your subscription to our channel to make sure you're there, because it's good. You're gonna love it. You're really gonna love it. And we are gonna do some crypto predictions and stuff like that. So she's gonna be joining our team, and we're gonna be having a regular thing. And we will have a much more detailed crypto analysis is going to be available as a subscription type thing that Veronica's going to be part of. And of course, obviously, she'll do some private work and stuff like that. But we'll get into that on Thursday's show. So anyway, my name is Red Baron. I'm just boring old Red Baron storytelling guy that comes on every once in a while and makes squiggly lines on charts, and sometimes I'm accurate. Quite a bit, actually. So let's go ahead and get back to that. All right. So anyway, what I see right now for Bitcoin, and generally the market indeed, is like I was saying, is October is going to be our action zone. So you guys have been part of subscribers for a long time. Thank you very much for hanging with me over the time, because I know it's been a long haul, man. Wind moon. It's coming. So, but right now we got to do some business right here. So what I'm predicting basically is we just got to follow the charts. It's here. We just need to follow the action. So is this going to be the big crash? Now, I know I've been saying this for a while. I do expect a crash, the bad crash. To be very specific, I always have to kind of go back and bring everybody up to speed. I am expecting down there into some really crazy drops. Yeah, I know guys have heard some of these people come on YouTube and say, oh, we're going to be looking at like a 90% crash in Bitcoin. Okay, well, that's a little bit ambitious. Is that going to happen this next couple weeks? I highly doubt it. Is it going to happen this year? Probably likely. I expect that probably by the end of the year we're going to get something. So really what I'm saying without saying it directly is I am expecting a hard pullback and a crash. So what we're looking at here, in my mind, is not likely. And the thing is if this would have happened sooner, because like I said, I'm telling you right about here is when we're taking off. Veronica, actually, our new gal that'll be joining us, has concurred with me as well. A lot of other very gifted people have said this is where it's going to kick off. The party's going to kick off late October. So we're going to go with that. So logic prevails here. So what's going to happen here in the next 25, 26 days between here and here? I mean, are we going to get a massive crash followed by a rebound? I don't think so. And there's a reason why, because basically there's just hasn't been enough bad news yet. Now, had we had like a really crushing thing here, I mean, we would have had time to really go down, work our way sideways, and then blast up. But this to me, and I know this isn't anything you can really sink your teeth into, this to me would be too sharp of a drop and a rebound. If we're going to get like a 6x, 7x, 8x blast out of this, I mean, how low can we go down before we can turn around and get that? I'll just leave it at that publicly. I have more to say privately on the subscription channels, but what I'm saying to you is we are going to get a pullback on this. Undoubtedly, I've expected it for a while. And that's just the course of doing business and stuff like that. So I think we have more down to go. Hang on just one second. I'm going to kill my mic for just a second. Pardon me, guys. I got a really bad cough. My voice is really rough this morning. Okay, so anyway, I'm expecting definitely a pullback. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, and we'll go ahead and run through a few charts and see how that's going to reflect. So I've already got a lot of these predictions are already embedded in the charts, and we'll see those as we go through. Hold on. So okay, so these are some of the larger, deeper crashes. Now, as far as right now goes, I've had some theoretical TA arrows here. I have no doubt in my mind we'll probably realize these. And the reason why, and let me go ahead and kind of pull a tape on that. From where we're at now, down to that bottom arrow, that's only an 18% drop. All day long, folks, all day long. Not a problem. We've got support and resistance in this general area. So to drop into this yellow box in the next week or so doesn't surprise me that we'll do that. Now, once we do into that, then we'll reevaluate it. But we have huge support and resistance. The next leg down, when we get down this arrow, so basically what I'm telling you is to drop to the bottom of this white box is possible within this move. So that's about as far out on the ledge as I want to go with Bitcoin right now. But we'll watch. But when we do get into the crash, the bad one, we're going to come into these red zones here, no problem, and that's going to drop us as low as $12,000. Won't that be a happy day to see $12,000 in Bitcoin? Happy for those that are prepared and forewarned, not so much for the ones that didn't see it coming. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at a few things here. Let's go ahead now. We got a couple of new announcements here. So the crypto. So this is Platinum. This is Platinum Pro. This is our upper tier level. So this thing just keeps getting better and better and better. So Chase has done some hot rodding to this. Chase is our master programmer that owns and runs and controls this. He is going to be adding what's called a heads-up display to this. So this screen is going to be split, where when you sign on, basically you're going to have a list of all the hot tokens that we track right down here with a live readout. So you'll see kind of like the best that I can describe is like when you go to Coinbase Pro, how you'll see like all the little squiggles of what the action was for the last 24 hours. But he's got this. I've seen the prototype of this. I'm telling you what, I'll never use the normal charts again after using this thing. Down the left-hand side here is going to be a heads-up display that's basically going to sift and sort live action, so it'll show you the hot movers. In other words, the ones that have lost the most money, lost the most numbers, and the biggest gainers and the biggest losers. So the advantage to that is you log on, you'll be able to look over here and just at a glance you'll be able to go, oh man, it looks like Digibyte lost 20% or something like that, and you can just immediately go to Digibyte and buy it. It takes all the guesswork out. And of course, obviously, you got the different charts. There's over 500 charts embedded in the Pro. So, there's a lot of stuff that's in the Pro. It's a little more expensive program, but if you are a serious trader, get serious trader tools. You don't go out digging for gold with a spoon. You got to get yourself the best shovels and the best backhoes. It takes money to make money. It takes tools to do the pro work. That is what it is. Crypto is just like everything else in life. All right, so let's take a look at some of the key ones here, and I'll just kind of give you some general thoughts. This is Treehouse. This is just kind of a walk through the market and stuff like that. I don't every once in a while, I know you guys like to have me log in and just kind of update you on what I'm thinking. That's what this broadcast is all about. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things here. Ethereum, I was holding a really large amount of Ethereum, and I had a feeling that this thing was going to dive, and sure enough. Now what we're going to see is we're going to see this formation play out over and over, and this is the one-day chart. Actually, let's get it on the 15 here. We're going to see this play out over and over again. But you can see I had a feeling this was going to go down, and sure enough, man, the markets are sliding, guys. If anybody tells you we're going to the moon, look at this chart and you tell me where you're seeing a moon. It's not happening. So we are definitely we've got a rounded top and a mini waterfall right here. So if you were to kind of scale that back quite a bit, you can see there's definitely a downward trend. And we have more to go. Undeniably, we have more to go. So I stepped out of this into a new coin at my 21 group. 21 group, if you ever hear me talk about 21 group, it's my group of remote viewers, psychics, financial experts, bankers, professionals, and woo-woo people, made up of a lot of people that are very high level at what they do. That's my upper tier group of people that I associate with. And another thing, I kind of bring a lot of my activity into this broadcast. But anyway, my 21 group, XYO came up on the radar, and so I threw all my Ethereum into XYO. And if you guys don't understand what XYO is, I've had my first look at it last night, and as a retailer, oh my God, am I pumped up about this thing. I mean, I know I know a lot of you guys probably knew about it before I did, but you have to understand, I kind of sit at the helm with a lot of coins coming at me, so I don't have time and focus to look at all of them. But I looked at XYO last night, and I'm like, holy crap. Because this thing, let me kind of give you a synopsis if you guys don't understand what this is. This brings blockchain to the physical world. For example, smart contracts have nothing to do with, like, okay, let me give you a layman's example. If I order something on Amazon, they're liking to use Amazon as an example for this. I don't know whether Amazon will necessarily be a part of this or not, but here's what I'm telling everybody is if you like VeChain, then you damn well better be looking at XYO, because it's in the same kind of family of use case, in my opinion. Because it's an inventory and it's a performance tracking coin. Now let me explain what I mean by that. If you can tag an item, let's say you order a widget off of Amazon, and this thing, goes through the chain. Now, like VeChain can tell you every place it's checked off. Like you got some bananas from the Philippines, it can tell you it was picked on a tree number 5 from Orchard on a Thursday at 5 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't tell you, who took possession of it and where it is in the chain. XYO will do that. It's live action. Not only that, but what XYO does is it uses everybody's phones as kind of its own network. I won't get into it too deeply, but basically it brings performance of a smart contract into the physical world. So what I'm saying here poorly is I'm saying that basically it's a way to prove that somebody did what they're supposed to do in the physical world. Blockchain stuff digitally on a computer, yeah, that all day long. There's lots of coins that can do that. There's no coins that I'm aware of that do it quite the way that this does. It has geo-tracking through phone usage. So in other words, how would I put this? If I were to order something, say, okay, I want it brought to my house. I mean, this thing through geo-tracking, through phone tracking, will prove that, hey, this item with a little tracker chip made it to your front door on Thursday and was delivered by, Steve Johnson and whatever. I'm like, wow, just wow. I mean, this is me personally with my other businesses. I'm like, give me some of that, because I could see it being huge, guys. So in other words, what I'm saying is this: is I pushed it all to the middle on this one. I had a pretty good amount of Ethereum. I just bulldozed that shit to the middle, because Ethereum won't do what this thing's going to do on a growth basis. So yes, I could have waited for a dip and stuff like that, but the thing is, I'm not one to try and set my money to the side, because the cost of setting these smart tokens, or these, I'm sorry, the cost of setting this stablecoin money to the side. A lot of people don't really do the math on that and realize that every time you do that, you're losing exchange fees and the damn Ethereum gas and stuff like that. So a lot of times I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm just going to go ahead and just push it in right now. Yes, I could have waited for a slightly lower price, but when you do the math and you do the look at the lost opportunity and stuff like that, I mean, you lose exchange fees, you lose Ethereum gas, you're pushing stuff all over the place to save yourself a couple pennies. Get in. And so I just pushed it all in the middle. And so I took a very large position on XYO last night. So not suggestions. Obviously, you know how that goes. You got your big boy and big girl pants on. You do what you want to do. I'm just simply sharing with the group. So, all right. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things. Now, by the way, I did add XYO to the Platinum Pro, to Platinum. I have not added it to Platinum Pro yet. Chase has got his girlfriend is here from Texas, and so she leaves tomorrow, so he'll get back to work here. Get all these things up to date. So he's had 3 days off, so I'm kind of leaving him alone. So if you hear talking and a racket in the other room here, that's the two of them. So they're having a good time. So all right. So XRP. Oh, guys. Before I went to bed last night, or the other night, I told you, we were up here. I said, we can expect this. And we hit it. So as I wake up, and I had told you guys, I expect we to come down into the 80s. We're going to be coming down into the mid to high 80s. Ping. Here we go. Right to the AI line. Now, are we done? No, we're not done. It's still going to go down. So if the rest of the market is going to go down, XRP is going to go down with it. We are going to find ourselves in this yellow box, in, on, and possibly below very, very quickly. I'll tell you, to be very, very honest, where I expect to see this thing potentially go next, not immediately, but next, probably right in that general area right there. Let me move that up just a little bit. The reason why I say that is that's a dual AI line. What's the price on that? You're looking at just about 74 cents. So, oh my God, you're telling me we're going to go down to 74 cents? Oh, God, when's it going to end? Not yet. Not yet. Brutal, ain't it, guys? It's just absolutely brutal. When are they going to stop screwing with our portfolios? Not this week. Not this week. It's coming, guys. It's coming. I know it's rough. It is really, really rough to be an XR lover, an XRP lover, is to know what true abuse is all about. You think you've been in some abusive relationships? Try to own a little bit. Try to own a little XRP for about 3-4 years and come back and tell me your marriage war stories. So we're looking at some more. So just use this as a buying opportunity, guys, because that's what it is. I mean, I tell you guys, take these safety positions because you just don't know. But don't go all in. Ever go all in on this stuff, because this is what happens. I mean, but I am telling you that I do have full faith and confidence that October is going to be late October is going to be our blast off point for everything, XRP included, everything. We're going to be seeing some real impressive stuff from October on into potentially mid part of November here. Hang on just one second. I'm going to kill my mic again. So we for right now, this is an opportunity. So let's carpe diem. Let's seize the day and buy the tokens that we can buy. Now XLM is really I've been watching XLM. Let me go back and double check my math here so I don't say something stupid. More than often. So we're looking at 93 cents on XRP, and we're looking at 20. So we're about a 4. Well, not a 4 to 1. We're about, let's just call that a 3 to 1, 3.5 to 1 ratio. XLM to XRP. It's getting better. XRP is getting better. I mean, there was a point in time when it was almost darn near 5 to 1. And I've said this numerous times, but I'm going to say it again for the guys that are new to the live stream. XLM represents a opportunity for you folks to really level up. I believe, look at that beautiful waterfall. You think that's not going to happen? When I put that on there, people are like, really? Are you serious? That's going to go down that low? Do I sound like I'm serious? Look at this. Never doubt my AI system. It will come to pass. It will come to pass. Anubis is our AI. So for you guys that are new on Livestream, by the way, if you don't understand what you're looking at, it's been a while since I've explained this, but if you guys don't understand what you're looking at, what's with all the lines all over? These lines that go left to right are automated intelligence statistical probability lines. They're not Fibonacci. The Fibonacci lines are the green lines that are right there. That's a green Fibonacci line. The bronze lines are automated intelligence generated by a system called ISIS that I invented last year. Basically what it does is it sniffs and sorts and looks for statistical probability, and it does just a deadly accurate, I mean, what we call to the pixel. I mean, look at this. When it comes down, bam, right on it. I mean, it comes up and hits it, bam, right on it. And this is why we call this system the unfair advantage. So to be able to basically, all it is like paint by numbers. All we got to do basically is just plug in TA, which is what this is, plug in TA to the statistical analysis system and the unfair advantage grid here, and just paint by numbers, and that's all it is. It's a very easy system. I mean, once in a while they throw curveballs. Once in a while they throw curveballs at us, but our success rate is far better than anybody else you'll find on YouTube. But don't lose money too often. That's the nice part. It's kind of hard to lose money in general at the bottom of the market, but you know, as this stuff goes, it's really fun to be able to look and see, okay, well, it's going to go here, and it comes down and just bam, just hits it. And you'll see this as you get to watching the channel over and over again. You'll see it's like, how does he keep hitting these lines so perfectly? Because this AI system is gathering and sniffing and sorting data, and it redraws these lines 100 times a second. You don't see them, it recalculates. It redraws when it needs to, but it recalculates these lines 100 times a second, using all the data going all the way back to when this thing was originally introduced. And it looks for, you know, what's the percentage of highs to go, and what's the percentage of lows, and what's the swing probabilities, and it drops those lines. And a lot of times, this is kind of the little secret sauce of this. A lot of times what we get is what's called a dual AI line, which is a combination of a Fibonacci line and an AI line. Anytime you see these lines side by side, those are almost guaranteed to play out at some point in time. So it's kind of my little cheat code for this. Whenever I see a dual AI line, this would be one of them. Whenever I see a dual AI line, it's almost magnetic. So, you know, if we're in a downward trend and it's heading, like, well, where's this thing going to go? Dual AI line. Throw down the bet. Wham. Most of the time we hit it. And by most of the time, I mean usually better than 90%. And the guys that are part of the stream can tell you it's just that level of accurate. So, and the same way it goes for up too. So if you want to be able to know when the top is to sell, just look for the next dual AI line and just set your sell, and, you know, let it go, let it do its thing. So anyway, XLM, you know, we got some more to go. Not gonna, and we'll just plug some standard TA in here into the most recent, and let's just check our facts and see if indeed this does wash out. Yeah, so I got to get my lines put in here just the right way here. There we go. All right. So if we're to put our thing, boom, there she is. So from where we're at right now to a dual AI line, there's a double confirmation right there. So now, will that just plummet? Well, no. It'll do exactly like what it does here. It'll meander around a little bit, might go sideways. But over this next drop cycle we're going to be seeing, I have very little doubt we're going to achieve that first what we call a ping. That's kind of our little inside thing. Ping, it's the sound of a golf club hitting a perfect strike. So ping is, if you see these charts, we have pings. That's just kind of I told you so. It's just kind of a confirmation thing. It's our fun little code that we use inside of the Discord. So by the way, if you guys are new to the live stream and you'd like to join us at FibbyCharts.com. If you'd like to subscribe to these charts, I'm constantly updating them every single day. I never take a day off, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm on our Discord. You can go ahead and join us at our free Discord, which is at the unfairadvantage.chat. We'd love to have you be a part of what we're doing. We do free calls in there once in a while. If you'd like to subscribe to the charts and stuff, you can do that at FibbyCharts.com. Pick a level and get in. I do recommend that if you guys are going to be subscribing, especially now, if you're going to be subscribing, this is the Platinum Pro, but go here to subscribe. Just if you want to kind of see what goes with the levels, this will tell you what you get with every level. A lot of guys kind of come in at bronze, they taste a little bit, maybe it's silver. I cannot stress this enough. If you guys are serious traders, and by serious traders, I mean if you got over, let's say over $7,500, you know, you got real money on the table. I understand you guys that don't have very much, you got to do with what you got to do, but if you've got anywhere from $7,500 to $10,000, I would highly recommend, in crypto, I would highly recommend you step into gold. And the reason why is because of this thing right here. Obviously, we track and trace more coins the more you subscribe to. But I would highly recommend you come in at least at gold. And the reason why is because we get what's called VIP chat. We have a Discord that's open, which is the unfairadvantage.chat, which is open to everybody, but we do have closed levels that you don't see publicly. And the first one is at gold. And gold is I'm always posted, you know, what I see. What you're seeing me do here live right now, I do also within gold. For these coins right here. Now, if you want even more, you want higher access, more coins, which obviously if you're over $10,000, if you're a bit of a baller, you know, you got some real money tied up, don't even screw with it. Just go straight to platinum. Now, I actually haven't updated this list, but we've got more stuff than showing here, and we have 2 levels of chat. We have gold and platinum, whereas I'm commenting on all of these coins as well. And I'm also doing additional things like ICO stuff. All of my world-class mods, such as Red Bear, who's on here right now. He goes by Spirit Bear here on YouTube. We're always posting all kinds of tips and tricks and telling you where to find the newest, latest thing and stuff like that. That comes in at platinum. So, and of course, obviously, here's the other thing too, is these live streams that I'm doing right now publicly, I'm not on every single day, and the reason why is because sometimes I do these things in VIP only, and that's for gold, for platinum, and then our upper tier diamond, which is $25,000 a year. So, if you're somebody who's serious about this, that you kind of want the true unfair advantage, the extra edge, and stuff like that, at least consider subscribing to the VIP level, where you get the most, you get the hands-on. A lot of the guys that are coming in, they're subscribing to the lower level stuff, and you know, that's great. They have the charts, they know what they're doing and stuff like that, but you're not getting the hand holding, you're not getting the true community usage and stuff like that. So if you guys that are already in bronze, already in silver, are like, well, I subscribe to the charts, but I really don't know what I'm doing, you may want to get a hold of us, and you may want to consider stepping up to gold. You'll see a markedly different experience by coming into gold or into platinum. So, all right. So I hate to sales pitch, but you know, every once in a while you got to kind of keep the lights on and the bills paid. So just want to let you guys know it's available. All right. So anyways, far as XLM, this is basically broadly speaking going to be the theme for the show today, as we're going to be seeing down. The whole market is going to be doing this, and everybody already knows that the market moves in tandem. It's always funny to me to kind of talk to people who don't understand markets, and they think, well, this is going up and that's going down, and they assume that there's a randomness to charts. There's really not. You'd be surprised how often. I was actually talking to our psychic, Veronica, and I was telling her, I said, hey, she was talking about how this coin goes up and that coin goes down. And she goes, I'm just tracking so many coins, it's just too much. I go, well, you do realize that basically all you got to do is just track a few coins. I mean, largely speaking, I only pay attention to 3. I pay attention to Bitcoin, XRP, and Doge. I've explained this numerous times, why I do that. And she's like, really? I said, yeah, basically they're all moving exactly pretty much the same. If you look at, there's always some outliers, yes. But broadly speaking, you don't have to work smarter, not harder. So we're creating those tools like in Platinum Pro to be able to see the breakouts and stuff. And I didn't finish my thought on that. With Platinum Pro, which is kind of interesting, let me go back to this. When he gets this put in, what you're going to see is it's going to sift and sort to show you live. So if something just breaks out and starts to become a big performer, it's going to go to the top of the list, and you're going to say, oh my God, this thing is diving, or this thing is taken off. So it's going to be kind of a neat thing. So you're going to see this live when we roll this out. You'll see a change in this platform here. Let me go ahead and get this out. You'll see a change in this platform, and you'll know, and I'll be able to talk a little bit more in depth about it. But it's a hell of a thing. Can't wait. I'm very excited. We should be seeing that probably in about 2 weeks or so, I believe. Yeah, the prices are, if you're liking the prices right now, Crypto Hunter, give it about a week. I think this week, not to put too fine a point on it, I think this week is going to be the week to be buying, I believe. So I wouldn't be necessarily pulling the trigger just yet. I think it's going to get better. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things. Now, anybody buying XDC? This thing looked like it had so much promise, didn't it? I mean, it was just a high flyer, and then just nothing, But that's good. I am a huge believer in this. I own some. We've talked about supermarket theory. I hate to go back and explain all my theories and stuff over and over again. Just watch the live streams. Go back and watch some of the shows. You'll hear me talk about supermarket theory. The grocer right now is stockpiling this stuff in the back. He hasn't even put it on the shelf yet. To kind of give you an analogy on that, this thing will have its day. It's just not today. So buying opportunities abound for XDC. It's going to be fine. This thing's going to go lower. If you want an opportunity to buy more of this stuff, I mean, it's great at this price, but hell, it's going to get even better. Check this out. Isn't it funny how this line just keeps performing all the way from up here? So here's what I'm going to tell you. We're going to ride this line right here, but when we get into the next pullback, or the next leg of this pullback, I'm going to predict right now on the live stream, you're going to see this fall into this channel and probably go right here. And why do I say right here? Because that's a dual AI line. So if you want to see a price, this is your buy opportunity right there at 0.0850. And it's possible it could go even lower, could wick lower, but I'm telling you, at the very least, it's going to strike that AI line right there. So, and I know XDC is not an easy one to buy. It's weird. It's got its own wallet, stuff like that. You know, let me comment on that a little bit. I heard, and it stuck in my mind. I don't listen to a lot of YouTubers. I do listen to the Bearable Bull once in a while, you know, because I respect his work and stuff. And he made a very poignant comment, and I think it bears repeating. And I've commented on this before, but it was so poignant that it bears repeating probably a couple times. The harder a good coin is to get, the better. You know, XDC is like, I can't go to Coinbase and just go click and buy it. Nope, because if you do what you do what others won't do, you can have what others won't have. That's my addition to his comment. You know, he made a comment that basically, you know, the reason why people don't have these things is you got to get into them when it's hard to buy, when it's, you know, it's on a weird, lesser known exchanges. Because by the time, and the point he was making is, by the time it gets onto Coinbase, the big party's over. You know, it's just the people that won't leave hanging out afterwards. You know, the party goes. You know, it's kicking until about midnight, and there's those people are still hanging out around about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. You know, the 3 o'clock in the morning crowd is the Coinbase people, because if you want to be in on XDC, you better be in on XDC now at a reasonable price, before this thing goes mainstream, before Joe Lunchbucket gets his chance to get his hands on this. I mean, you've seen this. Every single one of you has been in crypto long enough to know that that's the God's honest truth. I mean, when these things start to go mainstream and get easy to buy, the best part of it is over. All the good meat has been chewed off the bone. So what I'm telling you is, right now, XDC is a little weird and a little difficult to get, so seize the opportunity to do the work and get the coin now when you can at the good prices, okay? And that's true of several other coins, and I'll bring that up as we go through some of these things. So let me see if I can find another example of that while I'm on that thread. You know, this used to be the case with Shiba, not so much anymore. You know, Telcoin would be one of those. Let me see here. Might have to sidestep. Anyone know anything about IOTA? Here would be a good one. Here would be a good one. ETN. I got to go to my regular chart, so we haven't added this in. So hang on just a second here. ETN is one of those. It requires its own wallet. It's on a. It's just, you know, it's just weird and difficult. But ETN's just been lighting up. And I told you guys what ETN was going to be. I told you it was going to be a superstar, and I have not been wrong about that. That thing has delivered extremely well, and it's going to get even better. Give me just a second here to get all this. All right, so let's go down here and check and see what's doing. So here you go. So here's the prediction for the drop. You're going to see this as we go through several of these coins. I've already have the drop points marked out. So, but to go back and re-explain what we've seen 100. Well, let's just call it 115% boost on this thing from when it went sideways for a very long time, and you know, boom, up she goes. So this thing is now back in a zone where this would be a comfortable pullback zone. If all else being equal, I would basically not expecting, crypto rich, not expecting anything further in the span of a drop. I would be throwing down right now, because this is a very comfortable pullback. It's a very large pullback, but I do expect more. So I've already got it marked out here in the purple zone, and that's going to be anywhere from about 0.0175 down to about 0.016566. So this is likely. Now, if we get into a real terror where it just keeps dropping and there's no bottom, yeah, we could very well easily fall to this dual AI line right here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of update on that. So it could fall to the top of this green box. I'm not ruling it out. because from where we're at now to the top of that green box is only 22%. Crypto moves like that in a day. Very, very easy. You can see that right here. So if you guys want to take a Hail Mary, now it's very hard to do like market orders for these, or to do preset orders for these things. But if you guys want to set yourself an alarm for down here at the top of the green box, and or possibly even a little in it, I would be setting it for probably 0.0155 and some change. And possibly looking to buy that because ETN has yet to really light up. I mean, it's going to go much, much higher than this. We won't discuss what ETN does. You can do your own homework on that. We've covered quite a few times. We've covered what it is, but the best is yet to come for ETN. This is a very, very, very bright future. This is what we call an African coin. It has African ties. We've covered many, many times why that is relevant. Just suffice it to say, for you newbies, you got some homework to do. Go back and listen to some of my old shows, listen to some of my things. I mean, I have spent a lot of time physically in Africa, physically in the Philippines, physically in these different countries, and seeing these things at work. So when I tell you I'm just not another YouTuber giving you my carbon copy opinion, I'm telling you I've literally had my feet in the red dirt of Africa and used this stuff, so I know that it works. So you're hearing credible eyewitness testimony to it. So ETN, like I said, if this is going to be a buying offer. This is going to be the week, guys. It really is going to be the week. I mean, if you want to just go ahead and just for shits and grins, just throw some TA on this and see, what should we expect? Ain't it funny how it always works out like that? There it is, without even trying. So I have full faith and confidence we're going to be seeing this. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll leave that alone for right now. Let's get back up to the top of the charts, and let's go back over. I much prefer Platinum Pro. It just gives me a much more deeper insight. So Digibyte, we're going to start talking about Digibyte a little bit. I know I like to bang on Digibyte. It's I got to have something fun to poke at because it riles everybody up. But Digibyte's a good project. Every once in a while people just get so damn personal. It's fun. It's fun when someone just they take a position on something and I just start poking at them about it. I did it with Shiba, and some people got really bent out of shape about it. I was just trash talking, and to be really honest, well, he hates it, now he loves it. I never hated it. I just basically just told you I didn't see it as being the right price. And I was right because it just kept on going down and down. But meanwhile, I was just basically just ripping the crap out of the people that were holding it. And they're very thin-skinned. If you're gonna be subscribed to me, guys, you're gonna have to understand that I have your best interest in me. But I will rib you for owning stuff that you shouldn't be owning at the price that you're buying it at. Because if it doesn't make sense, I'm not gonna lie to you and make you feel good about a stupid purchase. I'm gonna tell you, probably shouldn't have done that. And, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not 100% perfect either, but, I know a bad price when I see one. And so I told you, buying Shiba several months ago was not a good idea. And I have been vindicated in that, no matter what anybody wants to think. So all hail the blue turd, right? I've owned, and let me be completely clear, I've owned billions of these damn things. Billions of them. And I can't look at them anymore. I had I'm watching, I'm sitting here with a kid. I'm sitting here, I'm trying to be funny, but I felt like a kid with an ice cream cone standing in 150-degree weather. My ice cream cone's melting, and everybody else is standing in the air conditioning enjoying their ice cream cone, and mine's melting. And I'm just watching the time value of money just erode. I'm like, this is bullshit. So I finally got out of Digibyte and moved it over into something because nothing sucks worse than watching everybody else get the chocolate ice cream cones, and you get the cheap stuff that doesn't have any flavor, and that's kind of the way I felt with Digibyte. So I just offloaded it and put it into something that was so that story ended well for me. But here we are. So basically back to Digibyte, and again, so there it is right there. There was the call. I told you. That is what we refer to as a ping. Right there. Ta-da. Not a little bit, not kinda, exactly. So now, where do we go from here? Well, we're going to go down even further. And where do you think we're going to go? We're going to go to the dual AI line. And so for you guys that have never seen this play out before, this would be a good example. I mean, when this call came in, or this call was made, this was probably made several days before the actual line, so we'll just assume like right about here. So this call was made roughly 11, 12 days before it actually played out. Not uncommon for this system to do that. Usually, a lot of times these things will play out within 3 to 5 days, sometimes even within hours, but not uncommon for this thing to go week and a half. Usually I get kind of bored and move on. I leave the call there, but and I don't ever rule them out. If I rule them out, I take them off. But we've seen some of these calls that are just absolutely crazy. My God, how can he say this is going to go down 65%? And it does. 20 days later, just out of no reason for it to do. It just does. That's our long distance AI bot called Anubis that does that. And so Anubis is responsible for giving me these longer ones. ISIS is what gives me the lines, but Anubis is the one that gives me the statistical probabilities for downward or upward motion. So that's how I get these things. And that's a program I'm referencing off screen here. So, but anyway, so there's that. So we've got, let's just go ahead and just pull out the standard TA, and see where that takes us. I have to get my line dialed in here perfectly. I believe that should do that right there. So our next leg down, there we go. Okay, so our next line down should take us down here. Now, what I'm saying is this: when I see a motion like this, I'll just kind of teach a little school here. Now, this, as I've already said, is a dual AI line right here. There's your green, there's your bronze. So this is what I like to refer to as a magnetic area. Now, when I see something like this, where I have TA for you guys that don't understand, stands for technical analysis. That's what every joker on YouTube thinks he's using. If I see something like this, then I'm almost certainly compelled to believe that if we can get this close to a dual AI line, we'll wick or we'll go further than TA calls for. And that would be in an instance like, for example, where we have a move where it goes somewhere but it wicks further. Here would be an example. So we fell down, but we also wicked even lower. There's a wick right there. So would not surprise me to see Digibyte come down here into the, this is going to hurt you guys that are holding this, down into the 0.03593 range. Not going to be too surprised if it comes down into this. And how far of a drop is that? That is 26%. Can happen. Could definitely happen. So would I be buying at that point in time? Well, I got a lot of things spread out, and I don't like to own too many coins because I've explained this many times that, if you get too many coins, you have a focus problem. When the market starts moving all together, then, oh shit, what am I going to sell? And you got 60 damn alarms going off on you, and you're trying to sell it all, and you get hung up, and the exchanges are going down. I mean, you gotta let some of these go by you. You just do. And so unless you want to be a long-term holder and you don't always want to sell every time the market goes up, you don't want to clean house. That's enough. There's no right or wrong way to own these things. If you have you got to know your exit before you go in the entry, as the old saying goes with many things. But as for me in my house, I don't own more than 10 at any given time. Right now, I'm currently holding 7, up from 4 last week. And the reason why I'm in is I'm into just to kind of share with the group. I'm in XRP, Reef, Flare. I get just because I am, and I'm including that Shiba, XDC, and XYO. I'm not in anything else right now that I'm aware of. And so apparently I'm getting some Songbird too, but I'm not including that yet. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I am watching Dent. I am going to take a position on Dent. I am watching a few others. And the reason why I'm watching Dent is because Dent is very much like Electronium. It's what we refer to as an African coin. It's a telecommunications coin. It's going to be huge. So I'm watching that, and I'm already completely killed it on the last call. Absolutely destroyed it on the last call, so I intend to do that again. So let's go ahead and take a look at Dent real quick. So back to the point here on Digibyte. Watch for this. This is probably going to play out. Looks very likely. So let me go to Dent here real quick while I'm on that thread. So Dent was a recent addition to the platinum level. and that's this guy right here. So Dent is, let me show you guys that are new to the live stream what I'm talking about. So I got in right here. I have a spooky ability of always being at the right place at the right time. This wasn't even something I went out of my way to buy. This is just the world. The universe loves me. It just does. It just gives me stuff. And so I had a subscriber say, "Hey, do you take Dent?" I'm like, "Dent? What the hell's Dent?" And I'm like, I got to look at it and I go, "Yeah, I take Dent." So I took this, and I mean, immediately I started charting. I plugged this into Anubis. I said, "Hey," and I pulled a chart really fast. I looked at this, and let me get all the nonsense. I looked at this and I immediately scribbled my first intuition. I said it's going to go to right about here, 50%. And, by gum, that's exactly what it did. Exactly what it did. It went straight up there, and we were tracking every single call, ping, 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 all the way up. And I dumped it. And, and I told everybody to kind of scale in just a little bit on this. I told everybody this thing is going to dive. It's going to do what we call a J-hook. A J-hook is this thing right here. It's going to go up, it's going to fake, and it's going to J-hook. And that's exactly what it did. And it capitulated. And I said it's going to come down to this line. And that's exactly what it did. Walked across the top of this. And now I'm telling everybody this. It's going to come down. And look what it's doing right now. So it's going to come down to this general area. This one here, purple is theory. Orange is TA. My personal belief, where would I buy in? My personal belief is I want to kind of split the difference. So yes, I'm suggesting it could go this low, but I think I'm fine. You don't always want to try to buy the bottom because you might be sorely disappointed. Now this is a 1 day chart, by the way, so we've got a few hashes that are going to have to happen here. So it's likely we're going to follow along this channel. I see no reason why we wouldn't. Let me go ahead and get all that garbage out of there while I do this. Okay. Okay. So it's likely we'll probably follow into this, but I have reason to kind of probably think that right there is a pretty safe place to buy. Bottom part of this, yes, it could go lower every case, but you can see we've got support and resistance basically right where I got in the last time. So I'm fine anywhere inside this box right here, but I'm going to kind of split the difference and just take it right at the halfway point. So I'm going to be back in, let's just give you a number. I'm going to be back in at about, let's just call it 0.029, just a nice round number. I'm going to get in at about 0.029, and I'll be fine at that point in time. Because what's going to happen when this thing finally does turn around and start to get full? And right now it is getting use case. It is a used coin right now. It is actually in the market being used live right now. But it's going to get even bigger because, the big push to make sure that, let me sum this up as best as I can. So let's walk through this in steps of logic. This is a telecommunications and internet coin. Basically, as I've explained numerous times, the rest of the world does not work on a subscription model for internet and phone. They work on a pay-as-you-go. So meaning, I've told this story infinite times, but there's a lot of new subscribers or new people coming in. Meaning that basically, when you want to, you go to the mall, you buy your phone. There's always phones all over the third world. You want to power your phone up, you go buy minutes. And literally it's just once you use the minutes up, your phone don't work, or your text don't work, or your power don't work in your house. It's just everything they do is pay as you go. In little small single serving size things. So you just, you wander down to the little grass hut on the corner and you pay that little shop owner and she gives you a card and you type that card in and voila, you got yourself 30 minutes of internet time or phone access or whatever. That's what Dent is. The whole, listen to me, the whole rest of the world operates like this. I know a lot of you guys have never left the country of the Western world, don't understand what I'm saying. And I really want to make sure that you do understand this. The whole rest of the world operates like this. Think about how many people there are at this point in time in the world. Many more of them than there are of us. This is a system that will be huge, would be an understatement. Okay, in and of itself, that's a good argument to make. But I'm going to give you one even better. Now, if we have our phone usage now, we all know it's no secret at this point in time. What is the world? What is the world powers that be are trying to say? Oh, we want to get the unbanked bank. Well, who are the unbanked? It's the third world countries. It's the people paying by the minute. Okay, so if you're banked, what happens if your phone doesn't have minutes and you're trying to do banking? Well, you better wander down and buy yourself some minutes with Dent. What if you got a job site? I'll tie this together and really kind of take this to the nth degree here. What if you got a little job thing? If you guys understand what Electronium is a micro job site pay type thing. You know, you do. I can't even come up with anything like. Let's say, for example, you design graphics or something. I have some folks I work with in India that help me with what I do. And I pay Jose, who's one of my guys in Mexico. I pay him with PayPal and stuff like that. But let's say Jose is somebody that might possibly be in Africa. Jose in Africa. So let's say he's not able to get PayPal because he's unbanked and blah, blah, blah. So maybe I'll jump over to Electronium. It's like Fiverr, correct. I'll jump over to Electronium and, hey, do you take Electronium? Oh, yes, I take Electronium. So, okay, so fine, I'll pay you Electronium. But wait, we have a problem. His phone's not turned on. So you see how this ecosystem works together? He has, in order to use Electronium to get paid, there's the system, he has to have his phone on. He has to buy minutes and internet access. That's Dent. These things work together. And so you'll see, where we go one, we go all in the crypto space with regards to that. And that's when I say it's an African coin. These things are all circling. And, Cardano is going to work into that as well. They're not stupid for going to Africa because they know that's where the technology, that's the hotbed of technology right now, is in Africa. So, specifically in Kenya. And so anyway, before I wander too far down that rabbit hole, it's a good thing. So Dent is going to be seeing well north of $10 as Anubis has this thing forecasted. Now, when's that going to happen? It's going to be a few years, but you're certainly going to enjoy waking up and looking at it every single day for the next 60 months because it's up and up and up. I'm richer than I was yesterday. Oh, I'm richer than I was yesterday. It's just going to keep going up. It's a cool deal, guys. So Dent, it's not time to buy Dent yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So just want to make you guys aware of that. I'm not going to get off the Dent train anytime soon because it's a hell of a thing. So again, I thank my platinum or my diamond subscriber for kind of hipping me to the game. So now I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Now I'm dragging all the rest of you with me. So all right. Now, let's talk a little Solana. I was looking at Solana the other day, and I told you guys that, common sense applies here. I mean, we had a good run. We did have a good run. I mean, come on. It's got to stop. I mean, this thing's just a beast when it comes to resisting downward pressure to the rest of the market. And we seen back here, this was not, the rest of the market was just shitting itself, and this thing wasn't having it. It was just taking off. And back here is when I brought this to you guys' attention. I said, this is something you definitely want to own, and I was absolutely right about that. Now we are in a downward progression. Now, here's what I want to call your attention to with regard to a lot of these things, and I won't go back and discuss this many times. I want you guys to be watching this as I talk about other things. Anytime, this light blue line right here, this is what we call the 200 moving average, 200 EMA. Very important line. I don't put a lot of lines, a lot of moving averages and stuff other than the Snapdragon, which is these three little squiggly lines here. That's an entirely different thing. But this is such an important line to the unfair advantage system that, when you see this, it's just another confirmation to tell you you're not doing something stupid or you're doing something smart. Let me show you how to play this. So let me give you the narrative. So we've looked at this, and it's going up and up and up. We broke out of the channel. I think we can all clearly agree that we are no longer following that. So we are on a completely different path, downward. All right, so how far down are we going to go? I have all kinds of funny little rules. I don't like to wander too far away from this EMA. 15% is generally my rule for discomfort. If we get 15% below or 15% above. Now, it can go 30, 35, sometimes as crazy as 40, but it don't last very long. The further we wander away from, we call that home, the further we wander away from home, Oh, we got Kenyon in here. Ah, great. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. How you guys doing? Can you go outside? What's the rules today? I miss Nairobi, but I'll tell you what, I got trapped there. I think I'm done with that place for a while. Glad to have you with us, Emmanuel. If you're not a member of our Discord group, join us over at the unfairadvantage.chat. We'd love to have you. With some of my boys. I missed the place. I haven't been over there for a while. So join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our free Discord. Just saw that pop in. Had to kind of address that. So anyway, Solana is on a downward tear, or on a downward progression. So we're going to get this drop that we're expecting. So what should that drop be? Well, let's just go ahead and just use regular TA and try to make sense of this world. We have support and resistance right there. We have a automated intelligence line right there. Okay, so that's a narrative we can believe in. That's something we can sink our teeth into. We've already fell down to the last support and resistance area right here on, again, to the pixel. To the pixel, not a little bit, exactly. Now, if we take what we call a TA line, this is what we call a velocity move, the distance that we should see. If we take that and we plug it right where we're at right now, watch where this falls. It falls exactly. If I stick that right there, it falls exactly on the next TA line. So now what we have is triangulation of concept right here. So Solana is going to get juicy. It's going to be a good buying opportunity. I mean, it's not fun to pay $150 or $140 for something you could have got for $30 way back when I was telling you, but there's more ceiling above us. There's more blue sky above us. So having said that, here's what I'm telling you, is we're looking at a potential of dropping another 24%. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot for Solana. It's not going to happen in one fell swoop, but I'm telling you, the rest of the market's going down, so this, in fact, is going down. So here's what I want to tell you is this. We need to hit this line right here and capitulate and go through it. And I think we will, because we have very little support and resistance right here at this point. We've already tested below any physical resistance, recent resistance. There might be some more over there, but I doubt it. So there's not much holding this at its point. So if the rest of the market starts crapping, this is going to crap right along with it, and it's going to go down. And it will logically fall down into this box right here, which will be our first top of that will be, let's just make that kind of a theoretical box. It'll fall generally in that area. I'll clean that up a little bit here. Let me go ahead and do this the more professional way. It'll fall into that general zone right there. Okay. So what I would expect is a bounce to the top of that, thinking about it a little bit, and then falling in. All right. So if you're looking for a buying opportunity, $110 Solana is your buying opportunity. All right. Now, I know that's a bold thing to say. That's a huge move down for Solana. But again, what goes up oftentimes comes down. Now, back to the TA thing. What was I talking about with that? So this baby blue line here, this is what I'm going to tell you, that this is the way that I play this. Now, let me go ahead and get the tape. So and again, this will work its way down, but we're just working with the here and the now. So from where we're at now to right here represents 23%, okay? I'm not deeply concerned by that distance from the 200 moving average, but it gets the probabilities. I love playing probabilities. That's how you win. You play probabilities. There's a better odds of winning than there are of losing. The further away in a downward motion we go from this baby blue line right here, the better your odds of success get. And here's what I'm saying. So if we go to the bottom of the green box, that's going to put you about, let's just call it an even 30%. We have been 30% away. Let's just, for giggles, let's just check this. There's 38% from this line right here to here. Okay, you can see we have a history of wandering away, but what happens? Snap, we come back again. We always return back to the 200 EMA. So here's what I'm telling you is this. If we get down here and hit the bottom of this box, proven by triangulation, proven by TA, proven the probability is very, very, very good that we're going to come down here to the bottom of this box. Buy this. Don't think about it. Buy it. because the odds are so incredibly good that this thing is going to come up again to check in with the 200 EMA. It's, you know, I measure my words very, very carefully, but I'm excited about this, as you can tell. Uh, this is about as close to a no-brainer as you can possibly get. You have a extremely strong coin, which is going to be doing 4 digits in the future. I'm not going to give it publicly. 4-digit price is coming for Solana. This thing is going to be a very valuable coin. You're buying at the lower part of you're buying at the bearish part of a bullish market. You're buying below the 200 EMA. You're buying TA supported. You're buying on an AI line. Win, 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 win. If you don't do this, and if you don't take into consideration what I say, I'm going to mock you publicly for not doing it, because I am going to do this. I've already got a buy order in on this, by the way, at $110. So now, could it go lower? Yes, but I'm telling you right now, that 200 EMA might go down a little bit, but it's going to come up and I'm going to make money. I'm going to make at least 20% on this, at least, in the short order, if I care to just flip this. So do not overlook this opportunity, because this is probably one of the best things you'll see on this live cast, in this entire broadcast. All right? Now, Matic is kind of the same thing. Now, we're seeing a lot of this. Again, here it is. Here it is. We're below the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA plays right now are fabulous, guys. I always like to teach a little bit, and I always like to kind of give a little stuff like that. And I like to prop you guys up so you can do this stuff on your own. So these things, listen to me, go back and re-listen to this live stream, and really take into consideration what I'm teaching you here, because this is how you make money. You don't just listen to some goofball on YouTube that says, hey, I think, this is going to the moon, and okay, I'll buy it because you say so. Understand why you buy these things. Understand what makes the market move. Understand how these indicators work. And if you do that, it is very hard to lose money in crypto or in stocks. I don't do stocks myself, but I have in the past. It's not fun anymore, obviously. So anyway, Matic being right now, currently, Matic is sitting about 6%. We can go considerably lower. Where's our next one? Well, our dual AI line. I know this is a bit of a stretch, but here we are. These lines are calling our name right here. We're waiting for it. We've already, well, I guess you could say we've already ticked off that one right there. So that one's a ping, guys, right there. Got it. So we've got this other one that's still waiting. Again, we've ticked off the 50%. 50% is a big thing with these moves. So this will likely play out. Now, if this thing plays out considerably, goes down even further, which I believe it will, your dual AI line is at about 89 cents. Anywhere from conservatively 89 cents to about 88 cents. Let's just call it 88. So 88 cent Matic. Boy, I wouldn't kick that out of bed. I would not kick that out of bed. Definitely. Yeah, Flemish has got a point. While if you can grab this stuff on the discount, and I'm not a big fan of Exodus. I use it. I do use Exodus. Exodus doesn't give the best rates and stuff. If you just want to keep your life simple, Flemish is one of our mods. He's completely right. You can put this stuff in your Exodus wallet. Just go click, just make a couple bucks on it. Let your money make your money for you. That's kind of the name of the game. I mean, you don't always have to be out digging through the weeds looking for a deal. You can let the money you've already got make more for you. The orange represents technical analysis, the way things should be according to technical analysis. A lot of times I'm in concurrence agreements with it. Purple is theory. Let me go ahead and run through that since it's a valid question. If you go to the unfairadvantage.chat, go to any single page. My color keys are already there in the pinned comments. So if you guys want to understand, well, what's a gray, what's a yellow, what's a red, what's a purple, what's a yellow or an orange mean, those are all color keyed, are already there. And every single pinned comment in every single room has my color key in it. Just check the pinned comments and they'll do it. But orange is TA. All right. Haven't been using a lot of, because of the market shenanigans, I haven't been using a lot of yellows, greens, or reds, because it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to believe that this is going to play the way it's going to, because the market manipulation is just friggin' insanity. So I'm showing you what should be, and I'm commenting on it, because the thing is, I know that when I say something with conviction, you guys jump on it, and I don't want to see you guys lose money because I'm just showing you something with the wrong color. So I'm using technical analysis color, which means this is what should happen. But as we've discovered, or I've discovered, I tell you, a lot of the time they do this fakery where they say, okay, TA says it's going to go here, but it doesn't go here, it goes to the 50%. And so now recently you'll notice that anytime I do these long spans, I've got a line going like a little hash through the middle. I'm showing where 50% is. And as you can see, it tends to work out rather well. It goes down, bounces, comes back, and settles right at the 50% mark. So I want to make sure that you guys understand, what the odds are and stuff, because I don't want to see you guys diving into something. So yeah, Reef is a gem. So let's go ahead and take a look at Reef. Reef has been a long time favorite of mine. I brought Reef to the market. I brought Reef to you guys. Oh God, feels like about a year ago. And the minute I called this thing, she took off, did 90%. Hopefully you guys that jumped in got 90%. Now I jumped in at the. I always leave this here for reference. I jumped in at this originally way back when, before I did its tremendous moonshot. I jumped in at the blue dotted line here. So it took forever to come back to this, but we finally got back down below. We went considerably lower than that at one point in time. So if anyone's getting in anyone's getting in right now, don't feel bad for paying the prices you're paying right now, because holy Lord, this thing's going to do a lot better. Reef has got a bright future. If you want to know anything about Reef, Red Bear does something called Red Bear Reviews. You can subscribe to our channel, go back through some of it. We have a series of videos that are deep dives, and one of them he did is one on Reef, where he goes into deep dive detail, talking about what Reef does and what it's all about, stuff like that. You need to own this thing, guys. You really do. I've got it Anubis, which is our AI long term, has this thing set for future roughly 48 to 60 months out. Conservatively speaking, probably sooner than that, at about $3.36. That's crazy for a coin that's basically under 2 pennies. $3.36. These are the kind of coins that build generational wealth. Bitcoin, whatever. If anyone tells you you need to be buying Bitcoin to get rich, laugh in their face and walk away, because there's none of you within the sound of my voice should be walking in for the first time to buy Bitcoin, to buy Ethereum, to buy Litecoin. None of those things, Bitcoin Cash, none of those things will build you generational wealth. You've got to take risk to get reward. Risk can be mitigated. You buy the smart coins. But bottom line is what I'm saying is exponentially, and I have to always kind of go back and explain this a little bit to you guys that are new to the game. Bitcoin being, let's check on Bitcoin's price. Sorry, I'm having breathing problems today, guys. It's been one of those days. I've got really bad allergies. So Bitcoin being, let's just see what the price is here. Bitcoin's 43,000. Does anybody believe that Bitcoin is going to go 10x, meaning it's going to go 400,000? I don't even hear the goofball YouTubers saying that. So does anybody believe that Bitcoin is going to go 10x? Well, will it go 100? Will it go 1x? Yeah, eventually. 2x, sure. 3x, 4x, sure. Whatever. But let's just take apples to oranges here and really compare the two. A lot of you guys don't understand, and I have to kind of really pardon you smarter people. Pardon me. I gotta kind of take this down to street level for the newbies, because we gotta include everybody here in this conversation. If you're buying something at a piece of this at $43,000, and in order to double your money, you need basically an $87,000 Bitcoin. That's a long haul. That's a long haul to double your money. Now, if you buy Reef at 2 pennies. And it goes to 4 cents, what have we just accomplished? The same exact thing. Has this ever done that? Yes, it has. Let's go all the way back here. Fact of the matter is, it's gone all the way up to 6.3 cents. So this thing's done a 300% return from where we're at already. It's going to go much higher. So the point I'm making is this. You have a much statistical higher probability of making generational wealth buying these little, and I don't like to use the word shitcoin because Reef is absolutely not a shitcoin, but the point I'm making is this, is if you're buying these lesser priced coins like Shiba, like Reef, like Dent, you're going to build generational wealth. If you're buying Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the market leader, you might be safe, but there's no wild profits in safety. None. I'm a 30-year multimillionaire investor. I'm telling you right now, if I can't do it, you're not doing it. Okay? End of discussion. I've never been able to make multiple millions of dollars being safe, playing the safe game. Can't be done. So, all right. So Rubik, let me mention Rubik because I see it rolling up my discussion box here. Rubik is one we are going to start following. I heard about Rubik the other day from my 21 group. I got it in, and my intuition always kind of overrules everything like that because I've kind of got my own abilities. I heard about Rubik. I'm like, yeah, good to go. Good to go. I just haven't had time to put the homework in on it. So Rubik is one that we're going to be bringing to Platinum and Platinum Pro soon. Don't have time right now. Yeah. So we're going to be rotating some of the dogs out. So let's talk Algo, because you guys want to talk about Algorand? Algorand is still to the low end. I told you guys right here, you better get serious about looking at Algorand, and voila, vindicated. So this thing went from here to here. It did 133 point whatever. In a very, very short period of time, in about roughly just slightly over a week. That's what I'm talking about. And so now, here we are. You guys understand what an opening and closing move is. If you're fans of the show, you know what an opening move is. You know what this is about to become. It's about to settle down right down there on that AI line. So you got yourself one more chance to hit the well and grab Algo, because Algo from this point will go that direction, undeniably. Algorand, let me get all that trash out of there. Algorand is part of the new financial, your new financial future. You must own some Algorand. Not a fan of what it stands for. In fact, I got kind of a little pouty about it, and I delisted it because I really don't care for its ethics and its the morality behind it. But sure love that green stuff. So, sorry, but it's all dirty. I mean, if you're looking for a coin that's all happy rainbows and unicorns and never hurt anybody and everybody gets a trophy, and I haven't found that coin yet. They all suck in some way. Money is dirty. Just try to wash your hands more often. That's basically my grandfather used to say that. All money is dirty. Just make sure you keep your hands clean. That's his old saying. So here's what I'm saying is we are on a dual AI line right now. So the next one down from that would be this one right here. So you have an opportunity. Now, again, if you guys that are familiar with Fibonacci theory and what that is, this is a Fibonacci line. This green line is a 618 Fibonacci line. Very, very, very key number to be at. We've got massive support and resistance. So what we've got right here is we've got a box. Let's go ahead and make a box on that. So we've got a box that we have to contend with here. So how this works is like this. We are going to go, let's go ahead and grab some TA here. Try to make this look like we know what we're doing. And let's stick it right there. And here we go again. Perfect match. Isn't that funny how that always seems to match the grid? It's an amazing system. I'm very proud of this thing. So this is what's going to happen, guys. What I expect now. We got to include the 50% fake out, but isn't it, you guys that I kind of geek out on this, so pardon me. I'm amusing myself at this point in time, but it's so funny to me how mathematically this stuff always seems to work. Now the 50% fake out is legendary. We have the TA move, and every joker out there is looking at this, and they're just like, oh, this is what's going to happen. And the exchange go, okay, you think so? They take it to 50%, they change direction, they go another direction. So let's play this as a 50% play. Where does that put us? 50% of this velocity move, well, isn't that funny? Right at the top of that box. So here's likely in a good for not losing value scenario, it's highly likely we could come down from here to here, which is 18%, very doable. We could come down from here to here, walk across that, change direction, and go up. That's scenario A. And I will tell you emphatically, this is exactly what I believe will happen. It will come down. It will not come down and go down further. What it will do is it will come down. It will hit this line, cause you to believe that it's going to do something else. It'll probably likely walk up that line for a while, and then we might get a capitulation later on. But mark my words, come back and reference this video, you're going to see a stall right there. Right there. And the reason why, for lots of reasons why, is the 50% thing is definitely a real thing that I've discovered. But you're also going to see that's the start of the support and resistance. Also ties into an earlier call, the opposite direction, which is a real thing right there. That matches with this right here. So what you're going to see is you're going to see a stall. So it's going to come down about 18%. So here's what I'm saying. If you want to play this as a dead cat bounce or a bounce, you could do that. You can go ahead right now and put yourself an order in at about, basically, let's keep it conservative and make it, let's make it $1.43 just to make sure we get a piece of it. So if we put in $1.43 for algo, which is not a bad price, by the way, in the broader scheme of things, we could easily see, let me move back up to the dual AI line at 18%. So what's very likely to have happen, this is all pure speculation, but based on a lot of experience, guys. This is experience you're hearing talking. So we're going to hit this, and likely we've got a triangle here is what we've got. This is a vector that, let me explain what that is that's kind of a different version of Fibonacci. But we've got a triangle here that we're pretty much going to go into, and we'll probably bounce around in that a little bit before we pick another direction. We might do this, what's called a J-hook, and do something like that. That's probably likely what's going to happen, because we are slowly going to go lower. But we have to do this within the next, let's say, roughly within the next week or so, because we do have October coming. So just be aware that this is your first stop off is right there, and we'll not to belabor that anymore. So be watching algo. So chance to own algo, cheaper than it is right now. So don't miss the train. All right. What else we want to talk? Oh, we got to talk about this. So T-Fuel. Actually, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about the dogs, and let's see what else. I want to talk about that. Yeah, we definitely want to talk about Hashgraph. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that. We just covered algo. Want to make sure I kind of get a few things, kind of give you something to send you on your way with a little bit. 1 inch, I think we'll go ahead and discover 1 inch. All right, so let's work our way. Let's work through some things here. All right, so there she is, 50% call. Went down it, bounced, rejoined it. See, this is how 50% works. Is it'll go, give you a little fakery, come back, hang out on it. This play that I just described on Algorand is playing out here right now, right before your eyes. Now, this is Theta Fuel. I told you we consider Theta Fuel a very solid, strong swing coin. What did I tell you was going to happen? I said we were going to come into this orange box. We were going to get a little bit of a fakery bouncing around. It's happening exactly like I said it would. Exactly. It's going to go lower, guys. We haven't had the pullback for the rest of the market. This sumbitch is going to go down. I'm telling you right now. And I'm excited about it because I'm going to swing this thing like a kindergarten playground. This thing is going to make some money for the people that know how to play this thing. And I told you, it's anything under 25 cents is a solid buy on this because it's very hard to lose money on T-Fuel because of its use case, because of its future, because of its ties to Theta, because of what it is. I am shocked at this point in time that we are still talking about a 25-cent T-Fuel, but as long as we are, hell yes, I'm going to buy some of this stuff. But I'm going to buy it in the green zone right here where I told you it's going to go. It's going to happen. It's actually going to go lower. You want to hear where this is going to go? Get ready for this, because I can see it right now. It's going to go right there. But it's going to get even better because, as I just already told you, it's going to go right there. but we've got an AI line, a dual AI line right here. So if you guys really, really want to play this thing deep, be looking at 19.5 cents T-fuel. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if this thing goes, and it should, if this thing goes to 19.5 cents on T-fuel, I would be considering your need for 2 kidneys. I'm being funny. If this is what we call the kidney zone. You know, you don't need 2. Who you trying to impress? Sell a kidney if you have to. I'm joking. But this is the easiest damn money you will ever make in crypto, if you can manage to control yourself. Because if you can get it a 19.5 cent crypto or 19.5 cent T-fuel, and this thing goes to $1, you just made 5x, over 5x, 500% return on your money. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we come to the big table. That's why we play the game. And T-fuel will get you there. And by the end of the year, so can you keep your pants on? Can you hang on for, shit, we've only got, what, three and a half more months left in this year. You think you can hang on for basically 100 days to make 500% return on your money? Hell yeah! All right. So this is like a prime play. We're going to be talking about this. So if I wander too far down the trail on future broadcasts, bring this up because we're going to be discussing this. This is another prime play I want you guys to be looking at. Now, I always like to use $1 as my set point, but I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that this thing is going to cap out and stall at $1. Oh no. I see this thing going much higher. $1.25, not that far behind. $2, $2.50, $5 in the future. But again, that's the future. We treat this like a swing coin, not a hodl coin. So, when those opportunities present to give us 500% return on money, we take it. And that's what this is all about. All right. So Doge. Oh my God. I think we're going to have to take Rover out and put a bullet in him. Oh, speak to me, boy. Speak to me. Yeah, I told you this was coming. It's oh, my Doge hodlers. When are they going to listen? So Crypto Rich, he's not in this anymore. You guys know who Crypto Rich is. So. Gonna have to put the paddles on the dog because this thing is going. It's going in the hole, man. I'm telling you right now, it's going in the hole. Lower than the hole. It'll go through this hole. It's digging right in. It's digging right into the hole and then some. I mean, this thing's gonna hit China. It's gonna go so low. But just standard, and this is a deep call. Don't take this as gospel. I'm just taking this as kind of an extended call. I mean, there is a shorter move to be had here, actually, by going from. Let me show you so you know what I'm talking about. I could do a call from here. I'll show you both. So to go from where we're at now puts us right on the top of that green, which is to be expected. But if we want to go that same move, isn't it funny? Ba-boom, ba-boom, click, click, right there. All right, we're going to hit this green box. No doubt in my mind. It's fun, isn't it, Simon? It's fun. I mean, I geek out on this stuff. I mean, because nobody else does this. And this is you guys don't. Some of you guys that are new don't understand me. I'm an engineer, so I'm hooked up funny to begin with. And I'm like when two vectors come together, I'm like I almost get an erection. It's like it's like when things make sense and they line up like they're supposed to. I'm like, oh my God, that was better than sex. So you guys will have to pardon me. I'm amusing myself here just along for the ride. So no, I really dig this stuff, and it's fun when you have a system that works like this. You're able to read the tea leaves, and you're able to apply money to it and pull real money out of it. This is what it's all about, guys. I mean, guessing at shit, losing money, following YouTubers that don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. It's garbage, and it's got to stop. You've got to have a system. I'm an engineer. I believe in systems. If you cannot show me a system, I will not believe in what you have to say. I have to be able to replicate, the scientific method. I have to be able to do. Look at it this way. If you're baking brownies, and these are amazing brownies, yeah, what's the recipe? I don't know. I just threw a bunch of stuff in the pan and it worked out. That's basically what these guys are doing. Like, I want the damn recipe to the brownies. I want to make those brownies again. Well, we just, it was luck of the draw. We threw a few eggs and a little chocolate and a little cocoa, and it worked out really well. I want that brownie recipe, because if I want to make brownies, I want to be able to make a lot of brownies, and that's what it's all about here. We're after the brownies, and so that's what this system is. I'm the head chef here, and I'm making some pretty kick-ass brownies. I'm sure you'll agree. I'm chief chef and bottle washer, as they say. I run a very very small kitchen. All right, so Doge. So again, Shiba, kind of hard to believe in Shiba. I have Tiny Tank. I know you're listening to me, girl. You haven't been talking on our Discord for a while, so I know this has got to be killing you. But hey, I'm in it with you, sister. So it is what it is. Yeah. Do I still believe Doge by the end of the year? Oh yeah. By the end of the year, Doge is going to do much better than a dollar by the end of the year. Doge. This is the thing about these things that are getting their ass handed to them. You look at this stuff and you're like, well, this sucks. I'm gonna get out. And that's the whole point. I mean, you buy this stuff when everybody else is hating on it, and they're clearly hating on it. It really does take a tremendous amount of mental fortitude and testicular strength to step up and buy this stuff when it just keeps. I mean, it sucks. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is not a buy for me. This is somebody made a payment. But if I would have thrown my real money at that and watched this, how bad would I be feeling about myself? I'm fine. Yes, I would love it if they would have paid me down here, but be that as it may. I mean, because shit. That's a 10% drop. That's a 10.38% drop. Not digging it. But again, it'll bounce back. That's fine. Took a payment, or I should say Chase took a payment on a subscription. That's cool. Whatever. But when you're using real money, it does. It sucks. But the thing about it is you cannot buy the bottom. You gotta. If you were with real money, if I was bringing real money, obviously I wouldn't have jumped in on that, because I can clearly see that we're on a downward trend. We're inside of the white channel. I would have waited, but we have lots of things at play here. We're inside of a triangle. We're inside of a small descending. That we were at the bottom of this yellow wedge, which is why I said go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I would have told him to wait. But we've got three different things here that are all playing out. But you can clearly see. Hindsight is 2020. You can clearly see that we've descended through the thing. Now, I will tell you this, just looking at this here, it should have been painfully obvious what was going on here. We've got an opening move. When we're sliding down, we're giving it back. Where do you think we're heading? I can tell you, we're heading right there. Very, very clearly, we're heading right there. You can see it. There's support and resistance right there. So at the very least, we're going to be hitting the top of that orange box there. Has to be that way. But if you're looking at just standard TA, which we're going to do a lot of TA here on this channel for a while, just to kind of just keep it real. If you want to do that, you want to plug that into where it is, look where that's going to put you. It's going to put you, basically right at the bottom of this orange box. That should be a little bit longer. It's going to put you in that orange box, but that's a zone where I told you. Any of this zone here is going to be a perfectly fine zone to buy Shiba. But it's going to wick and it's going to go further, because again we've got a trend line that's still working its way out. This is all an anomaly. This is a continuation of a trend line, so not going to surprise me at all if this continues to play out in a downward fashion for the next couple of days. And then when we get on into the happier days, we'll take off from that point. But that's not to be had yet. So if you're a Shiba fan, or if you want to be buying Shiba Inu later on, you're going to want to be looking to the lower part of this red box, possibly even lower than that. Long story short is I would be waiting before I bought any more of this. I would really let the market bleed out and just wait. I don't think this thing being as volatile as it is, I think I'd be waiting to take any kind of further positions. At least, if you guys remember what this yellow line is, this is very, very important to the narrative here. I'm glad I caught that at the last minute. This is a broadening descending wedge. I have to say that right. It's a tongue twister. And what that is, I told you, it's going to pound around, went to the top, rode across the top. So if we come into this broadening descending wedge, that ain't good. That ain't good because there's your floor that I called. But if we come back in this, we're going to continue to ping pong along, and this thing's going to get nasty low. Nasty low. So what we really don't want to see is we do not want to see this go into past this top indicator. And I don't really think that it will. If it goes into this, it'll probably wick down a little bit. But if it goes down there, you might go, because if it does, you better hope that it gets back up here, because once it starts to follow along in here, the end is nigh. It's going to go much, much lower than that, because once it's caught inside that funnel again, it's going to hold formation, and down she's going to go super, super deep. In the future, it's going to turn around. It's going to do amazing things. Let's do a little plug here real quickly. So Veronica Jane, who is our new trans medium, is going to be joining. We have a Thursday show that we're going to be doing. You definitely, some of you guys are just wandering into the channel right now. We do some stuff with psychics and with remote viewers, and I have my own abilities and stuff like that. And that's not what this channel is about. But this is a fun channel. We do a little bit of everything. We'll listen to anyone's got anything to say. And so I'm a member of a very elite group of bankers and forecasting people, psychics, mediums, and just people from all disciplines and walks of life. It's a rather interesting group. And so Veronica Jane is had just an amazing conversation with her. So she's going to be a regular on our program. It's going to start here. We're going to do our first session where we're just going to have kind of a free-flowing. We might talk about Bigfoot. We might talk about mermaids. We might talk about Atlantis. We might talk about crypto. You don't know. And let me tell you what. You want to be on our show. So like and subscribe to our webpage or to our show. Join us at theunfairadvantage.chat. And make sure you subscribe to our charts so that you can see my squiggles and my funny little artwork that I do. And but absolutely, you want to be here on Thursday. That will be basically time-wise. I think we're going to be trying to come in at about 8:30 Chicagoland time. So that's 8:30 Central Time Zone in America, so you guys know. Right now, currently, if you want to kind of mark that to where you're at, currently on the live stream, it's 2 o'clock p.m. where I'm at right now. So that would be 8 p.m. my time. On Thursday is going to be our first show, and we're going to do a weekly broadcast, and then we're also going to be doing something behind a paywall where she's going to be doing some crypto calls and applying her very unique talents. And this woman is extremely gifted, very funny, very, very fun to talk with. I had a very long 4-hour conversation with her, and she was dropping bombs on me. It takes a lot to shock me, folks, the stuff that I've heard with my group. And she was dropping some stuff on me like, wait, what? Huh? What? Yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. I'm extremely excited about it. So make sure that you're on deck for that. You're going to want to be able to be a part of that. So Bob Barrasso Crypto, yeah, happy little charts. That's what I'm all about. Happy little charts. I want some ecstatic charts. That comes in about October. So I'm going to be it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. That's Mr. Rogers. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying. So let's get back to this here. All right, Populous again. Hit it exactly, and then we're capitulating now. We're doing that same thing. So we're going to be down here to the dual AI line. We're going to be on top of this. We're going to be walking across and down the top of this, following this just perfectly. There's a ping right there. Exactly a ping. Should be marking these actually. Hang on just a second. This is for you guys that don't know what a ping looks like. A ping looks like that right there. So basically, sometimes I mark these things it's just kind of fun to show everybody past success. So that's a ping. So we have pingage. So continuing down. So should you own Populous? Yes, you should own Populous. We've talked about this with Red Bear. There's so many good crypto projects out there right now. I always hate to say buy this one, because you always end up owning about 30 or 40 of them. But if you've got a big portfolio, you want to be a hodler, man, I'm telling you what, these are times in your life where you're never going to be able to repeat this again. So it's my job to kind of show you all the opportunities. It's your job to decide which ones you want to dig in your wallet and invest in. So, right? Now, Hashgraph. Hashgraph was one. I just told you. This is, so you guys that want to subscribe to my charts, will give you a very good, I left this here on purpose. I was on Livestream. What was it? I don't know, however long ago this was. Let me see how many days ago that was. Roughly about 10 days ago. So about 10 days ago, sometime around here, I told you guys, pay attention to Hashgraph. It's time. It's time. Something's about to happen. I sense a disturbance in the force, and I told you, and I marked it. Look what happened. This happens all the time, and you don't. If you guys that are subscribed to the free live stream here, I've said this many times. Don't subscribe to yesterday's newspaper to get tomorrow's results. You must have the tools. I do this stuff private VIP live stream once in a while, where what you're hearing me do right now, I also do for my subscribers in gold and I have another higher level in platinum. So if you want to hear more of this, more stories, more goofiness, more squiggles, more of that stuff like that, you need to get in my VIP, because I don't do that for bronze. I don't do that for silver or platinum. I'm sorry, in platinum I do. But you have to be in gold, you have to be in platinum, or a step way up into diamond in order to get the ultimate. And I'm on there every single day in the private VIP chat rooms making these calls. So this was an anomaly that I did this publicly, but this happens a lot more in the VIP stuff. So if you guys want to subscribe, I absolutely suggest that you do that if you really want to get the best of what it is I have to offer. So again, with this thing, we went from here on up to... Well, yeehaw, man. Damn near about a 90. Well, it was a 90% boost. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So where does that leave us now? So is the party over? Well, the party is... This is kind of doing what Matic did. It ran all the way up and pretty much came down. Was this bullshit? Or was this a real thing? I don't know what made this go up. It's irrelevant to me. I sensed it, and I said it, and it happened. End of story. That's pretty much it. Now, the rest of the market's going down. So if this has done this, and the rest of the market I'm suggesting to you, such as Bitcoin, is going to go further down, what do you think Hashgraph's going to do? Think Hashgraph's going to go lower? Yeah. Where do you think it's going to go? There's a dual AI line right there. Want to take a guess where I'm going to tell you it's going to go? It's going to go down, right down here to the dual AI line, probably right in this general area right here. So Hashgraph at about low end, 1520, at about possible high end, 0.215, 0.215. This is your opportunity box right here. Sorry, guys, I live down the street from a fire station. There's always something going on. I'm kind of like a Dick Algeier. Poor Dick. He must live down the street from a police station. There's always a siren in the background every time he broadcasts. So anyway, there's your likely box for Hashgraph, and will it go lower? I don't care. I'm going to be a buyer. I'm going to be a buyer at this point. Hashgraph is a Google-based product, is a Google-supported product, so we got a 38% drop to the top. We've got a 58% drop to the bottom, so I'm going to split the difference. If it drops into anywhere into this box, I'm pulling the trigger. And where I see this thing going upwards, I'm not going to give away the freebies here in the live stream, but the best is yet to come. Now, let's take a look at what we're really looking at here, because I see one other thing. I'm not going to explain what the deeper meaning of it is, but I see one other thing. Hold on, I probably won't get this put on here quite the way I want it to, but I'm going to show it to you this way anyway. You could construe this as a broadening ascending wedge. A broadening ascending wedge has its own specific characteristics, but I have full faith that we're going to break out of this. However, if I'm wrong, what's going to end up happening is we might be at the bottom, and this thing's going to go way up to this AI line here. But I personally believe the whole market is going to go down. It's going to drag this with it. So what we might see, let me give you some theory. We might see is a very quick descension into this and right back into form. So here's what I want you to watch for on Hashgraph. Let's go ahead and take this way out. I want you to watch for Hashgraph to do this. A real quick run down, a break of form, a really good drop, and then a back up. We've seen that many times, but a drop up. But when we come back up into this form, that's going to be how do I want to say this? Vindication that basically I'm right, because if this does just pretty much just a fast, rapid drop down, 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 which it could, down into this and regains ground, that's a pretty tall order. Let's just go for the middle there. That's huge actually, 70%. But if it comes down anywhere down really rapidly and then bounces back up and comes back up into this form, which I will leave here, I have every bit of faith that this thing is going to just ride on and up and up and up, because once it comes back into this form, it's going to continue to play this form just like just like it never wandered outside. So that's just a theory, but watch for it. But at the very, very, very least, I want to see this thing come down to the top of this box, and then I'm all over it. Because I think in the future, it's going to do this and much higher. So Hashgraph is just getting ready to start to become something. It's been sitting on the shelf for a long, long time. It's time to start producing something. Google's like an elephant. It takes a long, long time to start moving, but once it does, it's very unstoppable. Google's got their money behind this, and again, I've told you many, many times, don't bet against the bankers. Same thing applies to Google. Don't bet against Google. They don't put their money into things that they don't intend to support. It's a very, very easy thing to see. So if Google's all about it, you should be too. All right, so 1 inch. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So here again, we are below the 200 EMA, and so we have every reason to believe that we're going to see a snapback at some point in time. But if the whole market, broadly speaking, is going down, yes, it will drag the 200 EMA down with it. It will follow down. But as long as we stay below the 200 EMA, our odds are always good that we'll come back. But if the rest of the market's going to be going down, well, let me show you a hell of a drop from here to here. Now let's be conservative. Let's do the last one. From here to here. There we go. From there to there. If we take that and we just stick it, man, I'm telling you, they could be really, come on. Hold on. I am not a fan of TradingView. TradingView used to be so much easier to work with than it is now. There we go. All right, so there's a couple different ways we can play this. So we can do it that way, or we can go deeper. Let's go. So I'm a believer in this arrow I'm placing right now, and the reason why I'll show you here in just a second, because again, dual AI line. So these two probabilities are likely going to play out. So really what I'm showing you here is I'm showing you a box of opportunity of what's going to happen. So likely what's happening is we're going to hit the top of it, think about it, might come up off of it, might drop down in, but odds are very good that we're probably going to drop into that. So that's a pretty steep drop of 27-28%, well within the move of an average crypto in a bad time. So for 1 inch, you've got a buying opportunity at $2. So should you be buying 1 inch at $2? Well, I was telling you at sub $1 that you best be buying it. So at $2, yep, still good, because 1 inch is going to be a huge, huge monster of a DeFi exchange with so much more other than that behind it. We covered 1 inch, or Red Bear covered 1 inch at Red Bear Reviews, so make sure you go back and listen to that. Consider owning some of this, because I wouldn't have any problem of having you, and again, here's a predicted level. So flash wick through this, yeah, very, very possible. But don't get too hung up on this. I mean, play the hand you're dealt. It looks very, very probable that we'll get into this. So this is a safety buy right here. This is a safe thing. 1 inch is sold on the Coinbase, so you can go right now and just do yourself an order, have it sitting there. Don't try to grab this stuff live. If you have the luxury of being able to go to Coinbase Pro and put in an order, you got the money, set the money aside, do it now. Don't wait until this market is crashing and you're sleeping and you wake up and you go, oh crap, I missed it. There's no excuse for that. If you're in North America and you can set a market order and you got the money, you can go ahead and set a buy order for this, then do it. $2. Obviously you know the rules of the game. You make your own research. You do your own research. It's not, yeah, it could shoot up like BNB. I mean, This thing is not going to linger at $2 forever. And when the market starts going, this thing will work its way to $10. Rest assured, and then some. All of its compatriots, or all of its comparables. I'll give you a good example, like Uniswap. Hell, at one point in time, Uniswap was $63, but it's come down. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, as I told you it would. I told you Uniswap was not going to hold ground at $63, and it's been down and down and down ever since. Uniswap is yesterday's news, as far as I'm concerned. It was first mover advantage, but it's losing it rapidly. There's so many DeFi exchanges out there right now. Uniswap is a jalopy compared to some of the stuff that's out there. It's got a bad interface. It's got an ugly graphic. It's bland. It's, it just is what it is. It's overpriced. Why 1inch hasn't just slapped all the ass off it at this point in time is beyond me, because Uniswap doesn't price shop for you. 1inch does. So that alone should cause their downfall, but it doesn't, for reasons beyond my explanation. But be that as it may, $2 for 1inch is a fantastic price. So if you want to do an order on it, you got my blessing. That's not a bad price to get in on it. All right, so one more thing, and then let's do a couple more things here to kind of come to mind. Actually, I'm on a roll. Stop me before I do them all. So there it is. There it is. Okay, she moved on me a little bit. So that line there. So I did this last night. I think it was last night or the other night. Said we should probably come down here. Ping. There's another one right there. So we got much more to go here with this. We're going to end up down here probably in the 0.63 range with ZIL. We haven't really been talking an awful lot about ZIL. There's just so much. We're just watching for the crash. I mean, I know it gets kind of hard to hear about the same coins all the time, but I mean, hell, there's no reason to talk about them all when they're all going down, So, but ZIL 0.063 would be your next buying opportunity on that. So ADA, I saw that come up. So there's your call right there. So we've already kind of checked off the 50% line. I told you this is where we were going to come to, and that's exactly where we rejected off of. This is the full move that should happen. So we haven't had the drop back yet, so it stands to reason we're going to get it. Now, where is it going to go to? We already got the mark right there. That's where she's going. $1.40. $1.40 ADA is where she should go. Now, that represents basically a 30% drop from where we're at right now. All right, last one. We're going to get up out of here. Again, same general structure, same general thing that we're looking at. We're looking at a rounded top. So rounded tops statistically, generally, let me kind of show you a little something here. This is really pulling some wild TA. So rounded top is kind of like, you could really kind of define this as an upside down cup and handle if you really want to be a purist about it. I don't look at this as a cup and handle, but we could call this an upside down cup and handle right there. All right. That's a pretty janky looking cup. But if we were to do this, let's just have some fun with TA and let's do this right here. Okay, so if we were to look at this is our velocity move. What do we do with that? We put that at the edge of the cup, which, I don't know, we'll just use that AI line. Not exactly striking where I'd want it. Let me go back and dial that in a little bit. See, when I don't get perfect hits on the AI lines, that's when it tells me that I'm not a believer. See, you can see already I wasn't believing in this, and so, all right. So the way a cup and handle works is, here's the edge, there's the edge. You put the depth of the cup represents your velocity. If it's a true cup and handle, represents the velocity, and you put it there, and then it should dump you down. So in theory, see, we're just floating out in the middle of nowhere land. We're not touching. We're so painfully close to a dual AI line. Not good enough for me. I mean, I would be all about it. If this thing would have struck a dual AI line perfectly, I would have said, tap out. I'm done, guys. This is the call. I would have said that, but I already felt that wasn't going to happen. This is, again, like I said, it's kind of a janky move. It's not necessarily a cup and handle. Could call it a W. Let's play with that a little bit. Not W, an inverted M, if you want to call it that. Could be that. Not really a believer in that. I tend to like my M's to be, or my M's or W's to be flat, not going uphill, as it were. So I just, we'll look at it, we'll play with it, we'll see what's going on with that. Now an M formation works much like a cup and handle. You pick up your velocity in from here to here. So basically you're looking for the area between the drops. See, we don't really have a clear one here, but let's just use some theory. So theory, if we go from here to here, which would, again, it's very janky here. We don't have a very clear bottom. So not really a fan of that, but let's just say in theory, if we were to be here, so let's use that. You apply that to the end of the M or W, as it were, and you stick it there, and you see where you get it. Again, floating in the middle of nowhere, strike two. All right. Now, so let's do the TA that I would do, or the TA that I would believe in. I would go a little more conservative. I would pick it up right here in the last move. I would look at it, I'd go from armpit to a very believable position here. I would find it at the most common area, which would be like right here, and voila, we hit a dual AI, or we hit an AI line right here. So these two here, as far as I'm concerned, are not worth discussion at this point in time. So the next move down should take us down. I didn't get that put exactly where it belongs, but right there. Okay. The next move down should take us down to probably around about here at about 24.30, and this is polka dot, by the way, is what we're talking about here. So is that the whole of the move? No, it's definitely not the whole of the move. But that's the one that we can predict and we can kind of forecast easily. But again, I see a dual AI line here. I see a distance of from here to here of about 30%. That matches other moves on other charts. And again, charts move together. They all do the kind of the same thing. Yeah, I'll do Cosmos for you. I haven't done Cosmos for a long time. So again, that broadly speaking, that 30% drop market wide could very well happen. So I would probably hedge my bets and just, this is a Coinbase coin. I might throw in an order for $20 and let's just make it 21 to make sure we get it. I might throw a $21 order in on Polkadot and say let's see if the crypto gods love me today, and might wake up and find, oh shit, I just it's a damn good coin to own. It's a damn good coin to own at $21. Damn good coin. Those of you that missed it when it became a high flyer would just be giving your eye teeth for something like that. So don't overlook that. Polkadot's a good one. So the odds are with you. You don't have anything to lose by tying up a little bit of money at $21 in Coinbase and putting in an order, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't, but I bet you do. All right, so we're going to do Atom, and then I'm going to shut this joint down. All right, hold on just a second here. There we go. All right, haven't done this one for a long time. Very solid project. It pays very well in staking. Been a fan of this since way back, $3 to $5. Way back, $3 to $5. I was telling you guys, and just kind of, it just did nothing, and then all of a sudden it became a favored son. And look at that. I mean, is that not beautiful? I mean, who wouldn't want to own that? Of course, obviously you want to own that, but the $3 to $5 crowd were like, I don't know about this. So here we are at $35, just a hair under $35. I need to move my marker over a little bit. Come on, play night. There we go. This one has some pullback to do. I can very easily see the mark for that being right about there, right in that general area right there on a pullback. Man, let's see if we can plug some TA into that to make that happen. So if we are looking at a 30% pull, we're not going to use 30%. We're just not going to use the numbers. We'll just use standard TA. So if we're looking at what should be a pullback from here to here, we'll plug it in right there to there. There you go, right there. So you're looking at you're looking at basically about 20, just to be conservative about it, let's just call that 27.50. It's about 27.50 on Atom. Been a long time. I believe Atom is available on Coinbase as well. Should be, because it was one of the very first coins I listed, and I went through Coinbase and listed a lot of stuff. So yeah, you should be able to pick up Atomic, or Atom, which is Cosmos on Coinbase. Should be able to do that for our target price here, possibly $27.50, or $27.50 would be a reasonable price. And if you get in on this, you want to take it over and put it on Exodus, like Flemish was talking about. It pays very, very. Can someone look up really quickly before I shut down for the day and tell me what they're paying for interest over there on Atomic, or I'm sorry, on Exodus for Atomic? I believe it's, I don't know, I can't remember what it is. You can do XTZ, which is another one of my favorite projects, but doesn't pay as well. But Atomic pays, or Atom pays way better. Way better. I want to say 11%. I mean, good God, you put 9%. That's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I think sometimes we get to talking about percentages sometimes, and people forget the dollar, what that represents in dollars. What that's saying, kids, is if you put $100 worth of something in the bank and they pay you 9%, you're making $9 on every $100 you put out there. I mean, good God. 5 cents for every $100 worth of XYZ or whatever you put in there. We're getting spoiled as crypto investors. That's fucking awesome, guys. 9.45% for doing nothing but just sitting on it and watching it go up, and it will go up. And that compounds, because as it goes up, they're giving you more, and they're paying the interest on that. They're paying you 9.45% in more crypto, and then you're earning 9.45% on that, and onward and upward. That's called compounding. You're earning interest on interest, and then that's one of the most lovely things in the world. Albert Einstein said one of the most amazing things in the world is compound interest. If a smart man like that says it's a good thing, then what are you doing? Get yourself something that pays compound interest, right? All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. Thank you very much. So if you guys are new to the live stream, love to have you join us again, because, again, we're going to be back on just doing our regular thing. But you absolutely do not want to miss our Woo Woo Thursdays with Veronica James. We're going to be doing that here. Our first one's going to be on that. And, of course, obviously, love to have you join us. Love to have you subscribe with us. Join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, which is free, no charge to get in there. And, of course, obviously, if you subscribe to gold or platinum or higher, you can get in on our VIP and get all my squiggles and all my one-off limited edition Red Baron squiggle art. So until next time, thank you very much, guys. Be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.